Hello and welcome again to Talk TV. I'm your host, Doug Brendel. Today we're going to learn about e-waste, and that's quite a large segment of rubbish, but this rubbish has value. Yes, turn it into money. And we are with the president and CEO of TopGun Environmental Cleanup, Brad Mehn. Brad, how you doing today?
Pretty good there, Doug. Thanks for having me on your show.
Not a problem. So why don't you tell us, what is e-waste?
E-waste is basically anything that plugs in or runs on batteries. Your MP3 players, your computers, monitors, technically even your refrigerators and dryers and everything else classifies as e-waste. Most part of it does make up of computers and other personal electronics.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a large sum of value to it.
Right. What is inside these components that's of value?
Well, in a personal computer, there is, on the motherboard and the processor and the memory, it's all got gold and silver and some palladium coating on it. Industry standard, if you were to sell this stuff to a refinery, a legitimate refinery on the Midwest or East Coast, meet their weight requirements and all that good jazz, they'd pay you about $3.75 to $4.25 a pound for your circuit board, and about $80 to $90 for the ceramic processor per pound. They'd probably give you about $50 a pound on your fiber modern day processors, about $15 a pound on your memory chips, and your cell phones. Even your cell phones have gold in them and stuff like that. But they'd give you about $5 a pound, maybe $6 a pound on your cell phones.
You're set up to handle it all.
We're set up to handle it all. We have several community partners and several refineries that we're working with that are both local and over on the far side of the country to handle different products in different ways. We meet or exceed all DoD destruction standards on everything. We get a lot of old government surplus, and we deal with a lot of local businesses here and in Vegas. It's pretty big deal. It's a lot of people would be happy with getting rid of their stuff for making a little bit of money here and a little bit of money there. The problem is that people don't realize that those refineries on the East Coast, or even some people locally that are trying to start up, they're giving you 3 to 10% of the value of the product.
Wow.
And I mean, you think about it, that makes a motherboard worth $37 in precious metals. And the refining process is not as complicated as everybody would like you to believe. I mean, you can go to iSure.com and order the instructions.
Do it yourself.
And do it yourself.
Cool.
It's a simple little chemical called Sub-Zero and a little muriatic acid properly mixed in the proper environment, and you just refine your precious metals right out of it.
Nice. But I think one thing people would really like about the service that you're offering is that they don't even have to get everything and put it in their car and take it somewhere. You show up at their house.
They just give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a call on my personal cell phone. I will send somebody out to pick their stuff up, catalog it, give them a receipt, exactly what they gave us, how much it weighed. We will take it back. We will recover the precious metals out of it, and we will give them anywhere up to 80%, whatever number sounds good to them. If they want 70%, we'll give them 70%. But our standing offers, we'll give them up to 80%. And nice. Right now, we just launched our E-Waste for Charities program. We're raising money for nonprofit IRS-designated 501c3s. Any e-waste donated, said proceeds raised from those will be completely donated to the charities.
Wow.
We're getting a big response on that. I've actually currently got 3 companies completely on board with me that have offered to be drop-off locations for people who just want to drop the stuff off. Get into those here in a minute for you.
Not only is it valuable and has some worth, but some of that stuff has dangerous chemicals in it too, like that you don't want to go in the landfill.
Like your monitors and your TVs, they have mercury or lead. Some have a few other things in them. Some harsh stuff that's hard to pronounce, but it's been a
You
while
don't want
since
it
I've
in the
been in
groundwater.
It's been a while since I've been in chemistry, but it's all stuff you don't want in the groundwater or in your anywhere near your agricultural food supplies or anything like that. Stuff like your CRT monitors and your televisions. We're working with several certified locations that deal with that stuff. In fact, 2 of the locations we deal with are eSteward certified. eSteward certification is something that we've just now recently been hearing about. It's a program that's making sure that our e-waste stays here and handled correctly in the U.S. instead of being shipped off to third world countries. We are working on that certification as well until this last week when we got offered to be bought out by a larger nationwide company that's already eSteward certified. So we're in negotiations with them on a merger until which time that the paperwork is finished. He wishes to remain anonymous, but with his facility coming to town, we'll be able to offer Pahrump a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunities to make money across the board on more than just e-waste.
Great. That's always good news.
Yes.
More jobs, more jobs.
More jobs. That was the goal. He actually found me, so it was very nice.
How'd you personally get involved in this field?
Well, 6 years ago, I was what the most people would call a metal scrapper in my part-time free time.
Okay.
I used to go out and clean up BLM land. I used to go out and pick up scrap metal and do cleanups and all this other good stuff. And we always had this nasty little byproduct, and circuit board, nothing to do with it. After making hundreds of phone calls and getting told, oh, we'll take it off your hands, oh, we're going to charge you to take it off your hands, or we'll take it from you and give you a tax write-off. I finally said, no, there's something about these that are valuable, and did the research, and I found buyers and brokers and everything else all across the country that were more than happy to help me get a leg up on the e-waste and put it in its proper place. And it's been fun ever since, and it's been kind of a hobby. The recycling has kind of been a hobby up until recently. The last year and a half, it's been more than a hobby, but it wasn't until the January 1st of this year actually that I officially made TopGun Environmental Cleanup my business of choice and my flagship for my corporation.
Oh, okay.
So it used to be a computer business that headed up the line, but the economy is so slow right now. Everybody needs some feeding, so I let my affiliate partners in the computer industry handle as much work as they can handle.
How does it break down as far as do you have more what I would say residential business or commercial, where they say, come on in and take all 20 of our old computers and monitors?
I have a lot of commercial and large commercial business that I deal with. I deal with a lot of businesses and nonprofits in Vegas, and I deal with a small number of businesses out here that don't deal in manufacturer buyback programs. I got a few of the thrift stores under my belt out here that I handle all of their recyclables, everything, from their paper, their plastic, cardboard, to their e-waste, to their, you name it. If it's recyclable, I make sure it's handled properly for them so they don't have to.
It's not all e-waste.
It's not all e-waste.
So if it has scrap value or recyclable value,
yes, I will work something out with the client.
It's great.
As long as they can cover my time, I would be more than happy to make sure they get paid as much as possible on their product.
Just as a side note, I've noticed that the BLM land around here in Pahrump is not as littered with scrap refrigerators.
It has been a large process through joint efforts between us, the Bureau of Land Management, the Pahrump four-wheelers actually go out and do a lot of work out there. I got to give them recognition for a lot of stuff they do. And then our annual town cleanups, we've been keeping a good tackle on it. And then all the metal scrappers here in the valley that I've talked with, I have most of them on speed dial. I tell them where the stuff is located, and the only thing I ask in return for letting them have that material is that they pick up the surrounding trash while they're out there and dispose of it at the landfill and recycle everything that is recyclable.
Wow.
And for the most part, they they're more than happy to oblige that for a free little bit of money in their pocket.
Yeah, everybody likes that.
Everybody loves money.
Works for everybody. Okay, and on that thought, we will go to our commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Brad for some finishing thoughts. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Well, we are with Brad Mehn, President and CEO of TopGun Environmental Cleanup, and Brad's going to give us a few more pointers on how to keep this stuff out of the landfills and, most importantly, how to make a few bucks on your e-waste. Brad, you also have some partners here in town who help you out. Who are some of them?
Well, for our E-Waste for Charities program, we got a few community partners on board with us. The first one is Mike over at Valley Signs and Awards. He's over on 720 Southeast Street. He's agreed to let people drop stuff off at his location that they want to donate to the E-Waste for Charities program. Also, Bud over at Fanatics at 1270 East Basin.
Okay.
He's also agreed to join on board with our E-Waste for Charities program. He's more than happy to let people drop stuff off there. As with any donations they may have towards the thrift store, they can always drop off with him too. He's 7 days a week. Mike is there. Mike over at Valley Signs is there Monday through Friday, and then Mr. Dave Richards over at Civilwise Services. He's more than happy to allow people to drop off small electronics over at his location due to his building restrictions over there as far as his space. He's over at 1240 East State Street, Suite 101. Anybody else that wants to join on board with our E-Waste for Charity programs or allow us to have stuff dropped off there for the purposes of that program, they can give me a call on my cell phone, and we'll make sure it gets arranged, and we'll update the community as more people.
Okay. This is your cell up here now, 702-415-1170?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Yeah, then just give me a call on that cell number, and we'll get them all set up. Those that want to make a few bucks off their e-waste, like I said, give me a call. We're already set up. I mean, people are more than capable of doing this themselves. There are safe ways to do it. www.ishore.com. They can print you out a whole nice list of instructions on multiple ways of doing this, from reverse electroplating right down to the acid bath. I mean, there's 100,000 ways to get gold out of your electronics, and there's websites out there that can point out exactly what contains what, roughly how much it is. But like I said, if you get an offer of a couple bucks a pound, that's probably 5-10% of the actual value. It's not what you should be getting. You should be making on it.
All right.
And the reason.
So you're a straight shooter, and you do people right, and gonna be fair with them.
The reason the community needs to know that is because a lot of people that have been donating to the E-Waste for Charities program ask, well, how can this junk electronics be worth anything to that charity? So they need to know that that computer sitting over there collecting dust is probably worth $50, $60, $70 in precious metal, depending on what's inside of it, even if it don't work.
One old computer has that much scrap.
One old computer. I mean, a motherboard typically weighs between a half pound and a pound. Some of them weigh a little bit more, some of them weigh a little bit less, but the average. Ceramic processors. If they're giving you $80 a pound for them, that means there's $80 a pound. Let's see, 10%.
Wow.
Reverse that. You got a pound of ceramic processors. You got $800 worth of gold.
Wow.
So
it's funny. So many people say that too. They have old computers, and they say, it's useless. I can't run anything on that. It's junk.
Well, even
they don't know.
If they do run, you can also give us a call and let us know that it is a running, working unit, and we will refurb it, DoD wipe the hard drive, reinstall the operating system, and donate it to needy families that don't have computers. If there's somebody out there that needs a computer for school or needs a computer for whatever reason, and they can't afford a new one, we will donate them one.
Wow.
And
that's nice.
we're more than happy to take anything that you want. Our charities that we work with are very grateful for our help and for the help of the community. and really surprised at the support we're receiving from the surrounding areas, for people that aren't even part of our community that are supporting it.
Well, Brad, I want to thank you very much for coming in today. This is something I know people will jump on. I know a lot of people going out looking for gold in the streams here in Pahrump. There's gold in those old computers.
There's
That's
gold
really
in
good
those
to
old
know.
computers, test equipment. If it, like I said, if it's electronics, if you got a question on whether it contains gold or silver, give me a call. I will tell you what it's worth. And if you want to sell it, you want to donate it, that's not a problem. Like I said, I guarantee you at least 80% of the value of that machine when I recover your precious metals.
Wow. Okay. Hope you jotted that number down, folks. And that's going to do it for today. We hope you join us every day here on the TV Guide channel 46.4 and watch Talk TV. Have a great day.